All right, so today we are diving headfirst into the world of JeffCon.
Ooh, JeffCon.
Years and years of board game gatherings.
Wow.
All meticulously documented.
Nice.
Now, when I say documented, don't go picturing some dry spreadsheet with scores and winners, okay?
Okay.
We are after something way more interesting.
I like it.
Think of it like we are uncovering the DNA of a gaming group, you know?
I'm intrigued.
Their loves, their quirks, how their tastes have evolved over time.
Yeah, it's fascinating, right? These little microcosms of gaming history, they can reveal so much about like broader trends and obviously about the people at the heart of it all, right?
Exactly, the human element.
Yeah.
So picture this Lake Kachess.
Okay.
Beautiful setting, right?
Beautiful.
Every year, a group of 5, maybe 6 friends,
Okay.
they get together for JeffCon.
Nice.
It's their time. They explore new games. They dust off old favorites.
Right.
And yeah, of course, there's a bit of friendly competition in the mix.
Natural.
But really, it's more than just games, right?
Oh, for sure. The games themselves become these artifacts, right?
Yeah.
Each choice they make tells a story,
Yeah.
not just about the kind of mechanics they're into, you know,
Right.
but about their experiences as a group, how they've evolved together.
It's like their shared language.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's jump right into it.
Yeah, let's do it.
The most recent JeffCon, 2024.
Okay.
Top 3 winners.
Huh?
Antique 2, Trade on the Tigris, and Santiago.
Okay.
Now, what I find interesting right off the bat is we're seeing a pretty diverse set of mechanics at play.
Absolutely. Antique too, right? Big civilization building, those long strategic arcs, tells me this is a group that likes to like really sink their teeth into a game. They're not afraid of complexity.
No.
They're there for the long haul.
They want that depth.
Exactly.
Whereas Trade on the Tigris, now you're throwing in the real-time element.
Ooh, yeah.
Right, negotiating deals on the fly.
Fast-paced, high pressure.
That can really test a group's, ability to think under pressure.
And it brings out those hidden poker faces, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely.
Adds a whole other layer to the usual group dynamics.
For sure. And then you've got Santiago, which to me just screams player interaction,
Oh, yeah.
vying for land, those irrigation points, crucial, and a well-timed move.
Brutal.
Can really mess with someone's plans.
It's interesting, though, because Santiago has a different vibe than, say, Trade on the Tigris, right? Like, the negotiations in Tigris are cutthroat.
Right.
But Santiago is more about spatial awareness, timing,
Yeah.
a little bit of tactical maneuvering.
Okay, so we're already seeing a trend here, right?
Yeah.
This group gravitates towards games with strategic depth. They like a challenge.
I do.
But they're also not opposed to a little bit of chaos, a little bit of, direct player confrontation.
They can handle it.
Yeah. So it makes you wonder, how does this compare to their choices in previous years?
Right.
Like, was this a particularly cutthroat JeffCon?
Right.
Or have they always been drawn to these types of games?
We need more data.
We need to go back.
Back in time.
All right, 2023. Eclipse, the second edition, took the crown.
Eclipse.
Now we're talking space exploration.
Yeah.
Building up your galactic empire. Battling it out amongst the stars.
Nice.
Still got that strategic depth that we saw in Antique 2, but a totally different theme.
Totally. And that's what's so cool, right?
Yeah.
You see that contrast. 24, they were all about these historically grounded games, right?
Yeah.
Eclipse, we're talking spaceships, aliens, the works.
Fantasy. Yeah.
Exactly. Shows they're not just stuck on one setting or theme.
No.
They appreciate complexity wherever they can find it.
Which is interesting because then 2022 takes us in a whole other direction.
Hit me.
Lords of Waterdeep. Now, this was a first-time win for Lords of Waterdeep at JeffCon.
Oh, wow.
Even though it's been a fan favorite for years and years,
Right.
You've got intrigue, you've got quests, secret identities. It's a classic worker placement game.
Yeah. So much charm, too.
Oh, so much charm.
And for it to win that year, that says something,
What's that?
Lords of Waterdeep, it strikes this great balance between like accessibility and depth. You can bring in a new player,
Right.
but experienced players, they can still find those layers, those strategies to really dig into.
Yeah. It's like that friend you keep inviting back to game night
Exactly.
because they'll fit in no matter who else is there.
Always a good time.
Reliable, always a good time.
Speaking of old friends, 2021 had a very special guest appearance.
Oh.
The classic Dune board game.
No way. They brought out Dune.
I busted it out.
The fact that one still hits the table
I know.
among all these newer releases.
Right.
tells me they have a deep appreciation for gaming history.
Oh, absolutely. They know the roots.
They know their roots.
Yeah.
Which is actually where we'll pick things up next time. The plot thickens.
Ooh, cliffhanger. But it's more than just nostalgia, right? I mean, Dune, that game's got some teeth.
Oh, tell me about it.
Especially that edition, right? Like famously brutal mechanics.
Brutal. Which has got me thinking. It's like we can track their tolerance for like the take that mechanics.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this.
Right. Over the years,
Yeah.
we've already seen hints of it, but Dune just throws it into sharp relief.
Exactly. Which makes their 2019 mention of Keyforge all the more interesting.
Ooh, Keyforge.
Yeah, because here's a game that, at the time at least, was all about like deck uniqueness, emergent gameplay, almost the opposite of something like Dune.
Right. Totally different.
And it makes you wonder, was Keyforge like a one-off experiment for this group?
Yeah.
Or does it point to something more? Like maybe they just needed a break from all the heavy strategy?
Well, like cleanse the palate.
Exactly. And it's these little wrinkles that make this so fascinating, right?
Yeah.
Because we're starting to connect these individual game choices to the larger story of their gaming habits.
Okay, so we've time traveled through several years of JeffCon highlights.
It's been a journey.
We've seen epic space battles. We've seen medieval intrigue.
Don't forget the desert planet treachery.
Oh yeah, can't forget that.
Brutal.
But what does it all mean? What does it all tell us?
Right.
Or are there like any recurring themes or trends that we can see when we look at all these game choices together?
One thing that jumps out at me is just their consistent choice of games with strategic depth.
Oh, for sure.
We're talking about games that reward long-term thinking, planning, adapting.
Yeah.
They are not afraid of a challenge.
No, they don't want it handed to them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They want to earn that victory.
They want to work for it.
They want to feel that sense of accomplishment when they finally crack the code.
It's like they enjoy the puzzle,
Yes.
figuring out how to win, even if it takes hours.
Absolutely. And while they clearly have a taste for those brain burners, they're not married to any one particular theme or mechanic.
Right. We've seen it all.
We've got civilization building,
Space exploration,
worker placement,
real-time trading,
the gamut.
which I think speaks to a certain openness, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're adventurous. They're willing to explore different styles, different worlds,
As long as that core gameplay is engaging.
as long as it makes them think, makes them strategize.
Exactly.
They're not going to be tied down by any genre conventions.
No, they're not afraid to try something new.
They're always looking for that next challenge.
Now, I'm curious about game length. They've definitely played their fair share of these epic, sprawling games.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
But we've also seen some shorter titles sprinkled in there. What do you make of that?
I think it reflects a healthy balance, you know?
Okay.
Like they've got the stamina, they've got the focus for those marathon sessions where you can lose an entire evening to a single game. But they also recognize that sometimes you just want something a little quicker.
Sure.
Something you can pick up and play in an hour or two.
Yeah, like you don't want to lose a whole weekend, necessarily.
Exactly. Gotta have that variety.
Variety is the spice of life.
And speaking of spice,
Oh, here we go.
remember those take that mechanics?
Oh, how could I forget?
Seems like that's a recurring flavor they enjoy.
It does, doesn't it?
But even there, I'm sensing some nuance, you know?
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Like, they're not just picking games known for being cutthroat.
Right.
They want those take-that elements woven into the fabric of the gameplay.
Okay, yeah.
It's about strategic maneuvering. It's about those unexpected twists.
You want those gotcha moments.
Precisely. But those moments, they have to be earned. It's not just about bringing the pain for no reason.
Right. It's not personal, it's strategy.
Exactly. It's about leveraging those mechanics to outsmart your opponents.
To secure that victory.
Of course. It all comes back to the win.
It's making me rethink my entire board game shelf over here, but
Always a good problem to have.
that's true. That's true. But before we get too lost in, our own gaming aspirations here,
Right.
there's another layer to JeffCon that I find really endearing.
Okay.
And it's not just about the games themselves. It's about the human element.
The heart of it all.
The stories that happen around the table,
The camaraderie, the inside jokes.
the triumphs, the defeats,
That's what brings a gaming group to life, you know?
and thankfully, the JeffCon recaps. Full of them.
Oh, good. Good.
Like back in 2018, they had this whole thing with 5 tribes.
Uh-oh. What happened?
Apparently, they'd been playing with a certain rule wrong
No way.
for years.
You're kidding. That's classic, though, right?
Oh, absolutely. A tale as old as time.
Every gaming group has those moments.
Exactly. But what makes this one so funny?
Yeah.
They had been misinterpreting this one rule consistently for years.
Oh, no.
Imagine all those strategic decisions.
Oh, it was heated argument.
Years of this.
Yeah.
And it was all based on a fundamental misunderstanding of the game.
You're kidding me. That's amazing.
It really is. But it also, I think, highlights something really important.
What's that?
Even the most experienced gaming groups,
Yeah.
right, can still discover new layers to familiar games.
That's true. That's true.
There's always something new to learn, some nuance.
Always be learning.
That can totally change how you understand a game.
Keeps things fresh, right?
Keeps it fresh. Good reminder to stay humble, too.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Even when you think you've mastered a game,
Right, right.
there's always that potential for a surprise twist or a rule revelation
Absolutely.
that throws everything you thought you knew out the window.
Speaking of surprises,
Uh-oh.
what about that Dune game in 2021 where the Bene Gesserit player managed to pull off that unexpected victory?
And that's what I call a strategic upset.
Yeah, those are the moments you remember, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Someone masters a faction that you wouldn't think.
Right.
Or they just pull off a move nobody sees coming.
It's like nobody expects the Bene Gesserit.
Exactly. And it just goes to show you, even within a group that's been playing together for years,
Right.
there's still room for surprises.
Always.
You can discover these hidden strengths, these new ways to approach a game.
You never really know who you're playing with until something like that happens.
Exactly. And let's not forget the year they had JeffCon.
Oh, yeah, 2022.
The pandemic.
The pandemic couldn't stop them.
Couldn't stop them.
They shifted gears, they adapted,
They found a way.
they found a way to keep playing, even remotely.
Talk about dedication.
That's real dedication right there.
It makes you appreciate those bonds
Yeah.
that they've built over years of gaming together.
For sure, you go through something like that.
Right.
You come out stronger.
And it really speaks to the power of games, you know?
Oh, tell me about it.
Like a social glue.
Yeah.
A way to stay connected.
Yeah.
Even when you're physically apart.
It's that shared language
Exactly.
that transcends distance.
There's a certain resilience there, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely.
Like a testament to how important these shared experiences really are.
Yeah, and it's easy to get caught up in the details.
Oh, for sure.
The mechanics of the games, the winners, the losers,
Wars.
the scores. But at its heart,
Yeah.
JeffCon, it's a story about friendship. It's about adaptation.
And a shared love of games.
Exactly. It's a reminder that, honestly, the most rewarding games
Yeah.
are the ones we play with people we care about.
100%. It's about the people.
It's about the memories you make.
And it's inspiring, right?
Oh, absolutely.
See how this simple tradition
Yeah.
evolves, adapts, endures.
Through thick and thin.
It's a testament to creativity, to that human spirit, you know?
To not giving up on the things you love.
Exactly. Even when things get tough.
It really makes you think, what kind of gaming traditions,
Yeah.
might we establish in our own lives?
What kind of legacy will we leave behind?
What will your next gaming adventure be?
The possibilities are endless, really.
That's the beauty of it. Right?
Yeah.
There's a whole world of games out there waiting to be discovered.
So get out there, explore, find your people, and make some memories.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
This is going to do it for us for today's deep dive.
Until next time.
We'll see you at the table.